Woosah, I'm ready. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valeska, but you can call me Val for short if that makes it easier. I am born and raised in Miami, Florida. And basically this is something that has been on my heart for a while, starting a YouTube channel. I don't think it's like something that's gonna be my main thing in life per se, but I would just like to use this as an outlet to kind of like share some important topics. I'm not going to lie, I'm extremely nervous starting this off, and I'm a little bit of a shy person, so I'm just trying to push myself to get out there. And I figured 2019 is a great time to start. And if you find it interesting, press that thumbs up. And you can also subscribe if you want to hear about things more in the future. So basically on this channel, I want to talk about things like morals, values, God, standards of living, and not focusing on negative aspects of society or things you might see in the media today, especially with social media, but try to have a more positive outlook. I guess I should try to tell you a little bit more about who I am. From a huge family, which I will tell you more about later. And I really enjoy traveling, so that's one of my huge passions. Over the years, I've gotten a lot of questions about traveling, where to go, maybe different things to do. I always like to share the advice, so I thought this could also be a good area for me to share some of myself with that aspect of the knowledge I have. I know when I was traveling, I had a lot of difficulty sometimes kind of knowing what to expect. Being in a new country, maybe being of a different race, you know, sometimes you just don't really know what to expect. So I thought it'd be great if I can kind of lend some insight on those aspects as well. So to get started, I thought it'd be great to get some questions from some of my friends from around the world. They're asking me these questions so you can kind of get to know a little bit more about me, my perspectives. So it could be a good way for us to start to get to know each other. I have 12 questions. So the first question comes from a friend of mine who's from Morocco. She asked me, what is my channel about? Isn't that so appropriate? Okay, so basically, as I kind of summarized before, my channel is going to be about various topics that I think are important to know about, things that are going on in society, reactions to like videos or just different events currently happening in our world today. I want to speak about values, morals, God, just everything that could be of importance in my opinion. Okay, my next question comes from my friend from Finland, and she wanted to know, as an American, what do I like best about America? I would say, no doubt, it would be national parks. It's just nature, God's creation at its finest. It wasn't manufactured by man. Nothing beats that. All right, so let's get into the next question. My next question came from my friend who's living in Australia, and she wanted to know what was my favorite smell, which I thought was a very unique and cool question because I never even actually thought about what my favorite smell was. But I would say that when I think about it, perhaps it has to do something with food. I think it could be the smell of Haitian food because I love it so much. All right, next question comes from a friend of mine who's in America, and she wanted to know, where will I travel to next? And this is funny because I got this question quite a few times from different friends. And I would say that right now on my agenda for 2019, I think my first trip would be to Africa. I would like to do a trip to South Africa. I'm just excited because I've always wanted to experience that specific area in Africa, so I am looking forward to that. A friend of mine who is from the Middle East, and she wanted to know what were the highlights of 2018 for me, and I would say hands down, without a doubt, one of the most amazing things was that I got to go to Cuba with some of my girls from college. A country that I always wanted to travel to, and I know it can be very difficult, especially as an American, to get out there, but I managed. And if you stay tuned, you might find out some good tips on how to get there yourself. So I would say it might be worth that subscription after all. My next question will be from a friend of mine who is from South Florida. He wanted to know, why can't he travel the way that I travel? So that, I think, is a very good question. I could definitely give more tips about how to do a cost-effective travel, but also finding that time to travel. And what I did is I just kind of made it a priority. I planned ahead. Every time I had a break, if it was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I was gone because I always kind of look forward to those breaks. If you make it a priority, you have a lot of good options of places to stay. You know, you can get like Airbnb or a really good hotel depending on where you're looking, and just booking ahead and being smart about your plan. I will definitely be addressing some more tips on how you too can travel like I do. You want to know how to do it for cheap? Stay tuned. So my next question comes from a friend of mine who is from France. What is the most important thing for me to achieve in life? I would say I would like to open a nonprofit because I am just passionate about trying to help others, you know, service different clients who wouldn't be maybe able to afford help with whatever difficulties they're going through, if I can lend a hand. Okay, so my next question comes from a friend of mine in New Zealand, and she wanted to know more about my job and what made me want to go into the field. My job is a speech language pathologist. I love it. It's a great and fulfilling job where I get to help children, adults, anyone with difficulties. It's just really fulfilling to be able to do that, and I'm thankful to God that I was able to find that field. One of my greatest friends till this day happened to tell me that she was actually going into speech language pathology. She told me what they did, and I thought, this seems very cool and interesting, and I thought this could be for me. That's about my field, what I'm doing. All right, let's see what's the next question. So my friend from India, she wanted to know, when am I going to be meeting her? I want to tell her that whenever you want me to come see you, I will fly over there. All we have to do is plan ahead. All right, my friend who's Russian wanted to know, what do I like most about my country? There's religious freedom, which is huge because I have a strong faith. At least here I have that ability to believe what I choose to believe. Okay, the next question comes from a friend of mine who's from Sweden. Basically, she wanted to know what is my favorite TV show. So that's gonna be weird because I don't watch TV mostly, but I do have a computer, and there comes the danger. And so I would say for an old show, I really like Frasier, which is very kind of nerdy in a way. The last and final question. This question actually comes from one of my best friends here in Los Angeles. And you guys should also check out her video. She's really helped me in this area of health, actually. The question is, how do I feel about my health? I would say that right now I feel like I'm in a really good place in terms of my health. And that is my last and final question for you. All right, guys, thank you for sticking with me through those questions. I hope it was very informative and that you liked it. I want to thank all my friends who really helped me by contributing these questions so you can kind of get to know a little bit more about me. Please stay tuned because I have a lot of other awesome, great things that's coming your way. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up. You can subscribe, of course, and get more information, more cool videos about what's going on. And I also have social media, so please follow me on there. I have Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter. I also, of course, have the original buff of social media, Facebook. Also find me on Snapchat. And so yeah, please comment below if there's something you want to hear me talk about. There, I will address it for sure. I want to have this inclusive kind of back and forth feedback between us. Don't be shy. Fire away with those comments down below, of course. You guys have a great rest of your day, and God bless. I hope you see you here next time.